When you go online and you go to your Reels or your YouTube Reels or your Facebook Reels or videos, and you see these people exercising, and you go and they post and they say, oh, it's really simple, just get up and start moving around, and they start doing some hard, like reset your system or get rid of anxiety, these massive movements. And you look at it and you go, I don't feel like moving that much, and I'm not in the mood. Especially if you suffer from massive anxiety, or you've got a ton of stress, or you're suffer from long-term depression or COVID or ME or whatever one of the things are, that there's millions of things out there that leave you going, I don't feel like moving like that. I don't want to move. Freak that. And so sometimes all that motion stuff, when you're angry, yeah, that helps. When you're when you're anxious and stressed in such a way where you're wanting to pace back and forth, yeah, it works. But when you're starting to shut down and you're feeling overwhelmed by the stress, you don't feel like moving. So at those times, sometimes something's just as simple as the simple rocking motions. They say when in anxiety you see people where they go like this and they're rocking back and forth. There's a soothing motion, and it actually is great for you. Now, I'm suggesting that you do a little bit more of a mindful motion. So instead of going rocking back and forth like the traditionally just the body instinctively does when it's going, oh my gosh, it's too much, it's too much, that you start to, while you're going around, and you maybe just be a little bit more mindful and doing an actual side to side. So instead of straight back, you hold it for a second, and then you do it. Even if you're going back and forth, you hold it for a second, and then you go forward for a second, and it's just that tiny micro thought that you're putting into it. You can sit and hold, sit and hold, sit and hold, and it's something tiny. Or for your arms, maybe all you can do is just out, in, and maybe get slowly going, It's just a small motion, or just a shoulder. Maybe you're not up for lifting your hands, because lifting your hands is a lot for somebody who's starting to feel overwhelmed, or the apathy is sinking in, or it's hard. The lifting hands is a vulnerable position for the body. So if you could do that, celebrate that, because yay, you were able to lift your arm. And I cannot tell you how hard it is for somebody who has got it, where the anxiety or the depression or the ME or the stress is just crunching them up. The more crunched up a person is, the harder it is to get that arm up. And I remember once, after a very traumatic point in my life, I was rock climbing, and just that pull down of that rock climbing, it was enough to trigger the response in my body where I almost threw up right there on the rock wall, just because the trauma is stored in our muscles. And for a lot of people, it's stored in the stomach or in the arms or in the neck or in the shoulders. And that's the reason why when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, maybe not doing the hardcore things, which could actually make you sick, or in some cases for people who are suffering from ME, it could set them back. So for some people who have all these issues, overworking can be the worst thing you can do, because then you have to do a recovery time for days, sometimes weeks. I've heard of people who recovered for like months after. So you want to do gentle things. Don't just go jumping into the hardcore stuff thinking that you could do it because once upon a time you could do it. When you're in this state, it's simple things. Please remember that. Just simple movement.